You love everyone, you respect everyone, and everybody deserves equal rights. Everybody deserves to be celebrated and never forced to do something that is not their nature, especially when it comes to love.
I will follow you way down, wherever you may go. I follow you way down to your deepest love.
It really was, a pretty life-changing thing for me. I was heading to the meeting. She sent me this text message that basically said all of the things that that I needed to hear. I can't explain it better than that. It was long, and it was really heartfelt and honest, and it reminded me of why we were together in the first place. And it took me back to the beginning years, and I got to the meeting and I kind of just sat down at the table and said, well, why are we getting a divorce? And she laughed, and the attorneys were like,
there goes our job.
Yeah, they were just like, working with artists, this is ridiculous. We got up and we left and we went to lunch, and we treated it like a first date all over again. And we fell in love over a series of different dates. And I re-proposed to her, even though we never got divorced in the first place. And then we had a kid, and this was 3 years ago. And now I have an 18-month-old little boy, and we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. And so this song I wrote shortly after we got back together. It's about loyalty. It's about sticking it out. It's about, I don't really write love songs, but that felt like the time to write one. Yeah, it was really my wife's idea. I woke up, this was like a month and a half ago, right? I woke up and I came to the kitchen, and my wife was like, I have this idea for Follow You. And since this was a song about her, I was like, all right, what is it going to be about our story? She's like, the idea is that there's a couple, a man and a wife, who go to Imagine Dragons show, and the wife's a big fan, but the husband hates the band and doesn't want to be there. And I was like, this is genius. And so we talked about it, and we thought more about it, and then we reached out to this director who we've worked with, Matt Easton, that we love, and we started chatting with him, and we thought, well, who would be a good couple that's a real life couple? And I love the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so I was like, oh, well, we could shoot for the moon and see if they'd be interested. I didn't know if they would or not. And we reached out, and they happened to be fans of the band. They were like, we listen to you guys every day with our family. We would love to do this. And shooting it was, I usually hate doing music videos. I don't like sitting in the trailer forever. I would never want to be an actor. Like, I don't enjoy that process. But I loved shooting this music video. It was just like friends hanging out and being ridiculous together and making fun of each other. So it was so fun. I loved it. So the album it's one album, but it's split into two halves, thematically and sonically. Half of the record is about looking outward, and that's the Follow You side of the record. Right, it's a song about love, it's about looking at someone, it's about looking at a relationship. That part of the record is very put together sonically. It's like Follow You, I wanted it to be like a gift with a bow on the top, and it's wrapped perfectly, and there's harmonies, and it's kind of has ear candy value to it. I was like inspired by the Beach Boys and how light that was, and how those melodies just feel good. Like, that's what Follow You and the looking outside of the record is. Then the other side of the record is about looking inward. And my head is a very chaotic place, just artistically. It always has been. I've been very open. I've struggled with mental health things since I was a young kid. I still, I have therapy every 2 weeks. I have an incredible therapist who has really helped me to get to a healthy place, but it's still an ongoing thing for me. So Cutthroat and that side of the record is very chaotic. It's anxious. It's manic. It's and it's a little heavier. It's like goes to heavier places than we've ever been. So every time we do a release leading up to the record, if we put out some more music before, I can't say we will for sure, but I think we probably are. And we'll give one song two songs always, one song from each side of that record. And at the end of the record, hopefully when people hear it, it's supposed to be two separate sides, but it kind of comes together at the end, and there's a certain song that ties it all together. So I think that's incredible. I think the world needs to follow. I just think that it's a really simple concept. I don't think it's complicated at all. I think our children know it better than us, which is you love everyone, you respect everyone, and everybody deserves equal rights. Everybody deserves to be celebrated and never forced to do something that is not their nature, especially when it comes to love. It's such a sacred part of humanity that to put laws over people about who they should love or how they should love, to me, it's wrong. And so, yeah, I love our LGBTQ youth. I try to fight for them. I believe that we need to celebrate them. And on top of it, I think for people who don't know how they feel about it, It's really simple. The statistics show when we celebrate our LGBTQ youth, they're 7 times less likely to take their lives. That's it. It's as simple as that. We all want our kids to live.